Hey there, collectors! It is Steven here with a review of Tomy's latest figure. In their Pokemon line, it is the fan favorite, Snorlax. This iconic gluttonous sloth, the fan favorite Snorlax here, well, he is definitely an action figure. We can give him that much. Some were taken aback by how this guy looked when revealed, but, maybe opinions have finally simmered down. Yeah? No? But how good is the figure actually? Do you get the reference there? Do you? Yeah. Well, anyway, for $13, you just might be, or maybe you're not, surprised at how good the figure might be. So without any further ado, let's take a look to see whether or not he's worth adding into your collection. Unfortunately, Snorlax really doesn't transition well over into an action figure, with no clear-cut points in the design for elbows and knees and the like. And with him being a big boy, any cut in the design for the articulation stands out. And for some, this just might detract from the design as a whole, and they don't like the figure at first glance. This is very similar to Pikachu, and collectors with the SH Figuarts Pikachu know exactly what I'm talking about. However, Tomy did a rather nice job of minimizing the impact on the looks in terms of engineering, and they also did relatively well with the paint considering the price point and everything else that we get. Aside from some stray marks on the head, for the face paint, Snorlax's face looks alright. However, the coloration for the face and the belly are two different kinds. They don't exactly match, and if that's something you're really worried about, if that keeps you up at night, congratulations, Snorlax will be one of those figures that keeps you up, which is kind of ironic because all he does is sleep. But anyway, one thing to talk about the belly. You'll see this more so in the next section, but he is a bit squishy down there. Yeah, it's made of a nice soft material. I wonder about the longevity of this. Yeah, the durability over time, whether or not it'll rip or tear. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's something we don't need to worry about at all. Other than that, though, the blue-green coloration used for the main body, which would be the plastic, looks fine, though there are some interesting star-like patterns on what would be the legs, I guess you might say, for Snorlax. Overall, I would have to say for the price, Snorlax looks fine, though there is one alternative I'd like to talk about towards the end of the review that I think some adult collectors might like if you're looking for a more so intact version of what a Snorlax might look like. All right, so Snorlax Articulation. Unfortunately, it really isn't that impressive. Again, it's kind of in the idea of the SH Figuarts Pikachu, where they did the best they could with what they had, but you'll see what we got. So the head attaches into the neck on a ball joint, so you can twist and you can turn Snorlax's head around. You get him to look left and right, or yes, except for this time, I don't think he would be spitting out the soup. Up and down movement, very little. Not much. His head is on a ball joint. It popped off, so that's what it looks like. All right, we got that back on there. So the shoulders are a swivel hinge, so you can spin them around. They have an interesting ball design to them, so they sort of bulge out a little bit, which some might like that, some might not, but whatever. Then we have hinges, technically, for elbows. Maybe they're swivels. I don't know what they are, but they do move just like this, forward and back, kind of like a 90-degree bend. So you can kind of make it look like Snorlax is running, as if he would actually do that. Maybe for some Z moves and whatnot, or a return, or Giga Impact, whatever. But, you do get some movement out of Snorlax, which is really cool in the arms, and that's basically the most expressive part of Snorlax. Now, I've made mention of this, but we do have that soft belly, which mine is kind of showing. This is the weirdest way to actually describe this. It probably won't show up on camera, but I'll try to get a shot of it. You can see it right above my thumb, a little bit anyway. Right around there. It's getting like, wait a minute. Stretch marks. Yeah, little lines that have been showing up throughout the belly. I don't know if that's like a stress thing or if Snorlax is pregnant or what's going on, but yeah. So then we have the legs. Pretty straightforward, kind of, sort of, not really. I didn't understand what was going on here, but then I figured it out and it kind of made a little bit more sense. I don't know why they did it this way, but these are on discs. They swivel around. his hips are. So you can spin his legs like that. Yeah. And then his ankles are on ball joints, which you can't pop off. So that's also interesting how the plastic turned out. But yeah, that is what it is. So yeah, you can spin Snorlax's hips around, I suppose, and you can get them to kind of kick off to the side like that, or do whatever else you would. I'm not really a fan of that. I think they should have done maybe like a ball joint design, so this way you can just sort of move Snorlax's leg around like that. But hey, you know what? I guess it kind of works. It can make for some awkward positioning for Snorlax, but at the end of the day, I think the joints that we do have are pretty interesting, to say the least. And I think for an articulated Snorlax, I think they did the best they could with what they had, especially at the price range. When it comes to accessories, Snorlax doesn't come with anything other than a Z crystal, Snorlium Z. Pulverizing pancake time. Isn't that just the funniest thing ever to see just a Snorlax hauling it and just slamming into something? Yeah, it is. Anyway, enough about that. Now, in North America, this is the only way we can get this crystal. So you're going to have to get Snorlax to get it. Of course, you can buy it separately from someone on a particular auction site, but we're not going to go there. Now, the thing is, not everyone is going to be buying the Z-Ring for this Z Crystal. So while it's a nice bonus, it might be useless for a lot of people. Unless you're creative and you come up with awesome displays with it to use. Yeah, so even if you don't have the Z-Ring toy thing that they make to actually use the Z Crystal, you can still set up a nice display with it in the display, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So, let's just keep the table spinning for a little bit because I'm actually kind of proud of this setup with Snorlax attacking. Yeah. Anyway, and your size comparison, where you can see he's just about fine enough in scale with the rest of your Pokemon collection. Though maybe he's a bit on the smaller side, but to be honest, do we really want a Snorlax that's going to take up an entire shelf on his own? No, we don't. So, buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Snorlax looks alright with relatively solid articulation for simple poses, though not everyone will want that Z Crystal. It is still a nice bonus. Now, for $13, Tomy did the best they could with what they have, and I really, truly do believe they came out on top. Of course, there could be some things done a bit better, namely the paint, but hey, it's still good. This really isn't a bad release, and I'd have to say this is great to go with your Ash or Red figures. We can have some real fun with this guy. Now, adult collectors, if you're looking for a great-looking Snorlax that unfortunately doesn't move, there is a vinyl coin bank you might want to look into if you can find it on the interwebs. Don't want to make mention of it because I can't find a specific manufacturer, and all of them come out of a particular country known for, the bootleg variety. Yeah, we're not going to go there. But anyway, it is out there somewhere on the internet. Okay? Okay. Anyway, back to the Tomy Snorlax. This guy, he's cheap, a solid representation of Snorlax, and he can be posed. All in all, it's a win in my book. If you're thinking about getting this guy, I would say, just to be a little bit conservative, knock your expectations down a few pegs, and you'll be good to go. Well, folks, that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow me on social media to catch more behind-the-scenes shenanigans and updates. The end card should be popping up now with more hand-selected STR goodness for you to watch, so check out some of those videos. Be sure to check the description, too, to see where you can buy this figure or others like it, and some cool links, like the credits for this video, and other ways you can help out the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next review.